Good afternoon, shortly before 2 o'clock on what is a much cooler, much cloudier Wednesday than we've had certainly yesterday. If you hadn't heard, on Tuesday, Salem made it to 90. Portland stopped at my forecast high of 89. So the number of 90-degree days out of PDX continues to be 2 in May and 2 in June. And June will end with 2. So no more hot weather showing up, at least for a while, or at least through the weekend. All right, great satellite picture here because it shows you multi-dimensional cloud layering. So this is this afternoon. And see the clouds, this top layer, that's high clouds. You can tell it's kind of blowing over the other cloud decks. So kind of cirrus cloudiness into high mid-level cloudiness moving over the Cascades. The lower clouds, I think you can tell, the ones that bank up against the Cascade, that's a pretty good marine layer. There have been some breaks, but not many. And overall, it is cloudy and relatively cool, both at the coast and in the valley. We've had some convection of cumulus out across eastern Oregon, and we've had some rain. Well, earlier this morning, there were some traceable amounts of rain all the way down into Newport. For the most part, the rain has been up along the Washington coast this afternoon. But certainly the headline is cooler weather, a lot of clouds today, a lot of clouds tonight, a lot of clouds tomorrow morning that will thin out and break up somewhat during the afternoon. And then we're sunny and quite a bit warmer on Friday. One of the headlines today that I'm keeping tabs of, this is a large red flag or high or fire weather warning area. This is for much of central Oregon, not Medford, but south central over into southeastern Oregon, extending down to Nevada and clipping parts of northern California. And again, when we get these red flag or fire weather warnings issued, it doesn't mean there's a fire. It says that conditions are typically kind of brittle to dry. You've often got gusty winds. Today, there are 30 to 40 mile per hour gusty winds down in southern Oregon. And you've got often temperatures that are on the toasty side. The biggest culprit today would be drying down in these areas and some gusty winds, as I mentioned, 30 to 40 miles per hour in south central Oregon. So we're keeping an eye on this. This fire danger is south of Deschutes County and south of where we had fires in central Oregon outside of Maupin. And yesterday that the fire developed just outside of Lapine. Generally speaking, the fire news for the existing blazes we have is good, and that containment is generally growing around those fires. Okay, here's what's going on today. Here's the upper level low, responsible for throwing cooler weather into our area last night into this morning, and responsible for showing some rain mainly up around western Washington. You can see the cloud band right ahead of that low, and the low is sitting to our north, so that's why it's been a better rain chance in western Washington than we've seen here in Oregon. This cool pocket starts to pull out during the PM hours of Thursday. We have ridging on the backside that'll give us a sunny 80-something degree Friday. Still fairly warm on Saturday. And the next trough back in here looks like it's going to weaken and looks like it will primarily move to our north. So if that's true, that one-time good rain chance for Sunday is really starting to fall apart at this hour. Okay, here is a look at July 4th, which of course is a week from tomorrow, Thursday of next week, and starting to watch and see what the weather patterns are going to be. So the American GFS model, these are both 5,000 foot, 850 millibar temperature maps. So where you see the white, that's near normal. The blue is below normal. The yellow slightly above to well above normal, where you get into the oranges and the reds. So based on this American model shows July 4th either in the 70s or no warmer than about 80 degrees in Portland here in the North Valley. The Canadian model is warmer, not hot, but certainly I think all the yellow and oranges showing temperatures here in much of Oregon will be up into the 80s. The European model is the outlier, and it shows that there could be even hotter conditions coming in July 4th and getting up into the 90s. But so far, remember, the last going on 2 months now, the American model, this one right here, GFS, has been more accurate than the European. The Canadian is often kind of in the middle, and that's what we're seeing right now. Not hot, but a better chance of temperatures being in the 80s. No real good rain chance showing up at this point over the holiday weekend either. So we'll keep you updated on all of that. A big thank you and shout out to the Momentous Wealth podcast. These are a library of podcasts with a variety of investing topics for you to educate yourself through listening. You can find the Momentous Wealth podcast on Apple Podcasts and also listen on Spotify. Brought to you by the local firm Momentous Wealth Management, Todd Pisarczyk's team, based up in Vancouver, but licensed in Oregon and Washington. It's who I use to help guide my mutual funds and my retirement dreams, if you will. The dream of retirement. Okay. Let's look at the National Blended Model precip chance. We've had some rain, as I mentioned, mostly, not entirely, but mostly up in Western Washington today. This is this afternoon at 5 p.m. The green would be rain up in Western Washington, really nothing in Oregon. Remember that low I showed you is going to be pushing, follow my mouse, across Washington in the next 12 to 24 hours. So here's tomorrow morning early. Showers mostly up in Western Washington into the Washington Cascades. It does show the light gray colors, a chance of some traceable rain here on the west side in Oregon. And there's a little decent shower between Troutdale and getting into the Stevenson Cascade Locks area, if that comes true. As we go through the afternoon hours, here we are. The rain chances pretty much become zero in Oregon and really diminish up in Washington. So overall, most of us may see a raindrop. We're really not going to see any significant wetting or watering of the ground, if you will. Okay. This is the American GFS upper level 18,000 foot flow pattern map. The contours of the flow pattern, all these bright colors, it kind of looks like a radar futurecast, but it's not. These are what they call areas of positive vorticity. Vorticity planes basically have a cyclonic flow on a horizontal layer in the air, and they can produce turbulence. They can also be little impulses that produce rain. We'll say an upper level disturbance is swinging through and it's producing rain. So there is a heightened chance of moisture where you see all the bright colors. This is, again, just barely in Portland, mostly up into Washington this afternoon at 5 p.m. Here's that upper level low now inland going into tomorrow morning as it pushes across Washington. Better rain chance north of Portland, less to the south, but a chance of a few light showers all the way down through central Oregon. Here it is tomorrow afternoon. And now that low, remember I just showed you the low, it was over here out in the Pacific, the Gulf of Alaska. Tomorrow afternoon at 5 p.m., it's all the way pushing into Montana and up into Canada. And as that happens, our rain chances tomorrow, even for a sprinkle, will wind down. And then we get into some weak ridging on Friday. See how the contours kind of ridge up right here? I showed you that earlier. That's our sunshine returning, temperatures reaching 80 degrees returning. Could see some more sun on Saturday with 80-degree temperatures potentially. And then we get into Sunday. So one time, remember Sunday was a good rain chance. See, there's just a little dip right here. So what was a strong trough with a low is now a weak trough, and a weak trough axis that's passing up across Washington and not Oregon. So again, over the weekend, a better chance of showers in Washington as opposed to Oregon, but I don't think anybody's looking at a lot of rain. Here's the American GFS 850 millibar, 5,000 foot temperature map. In green, this is cool. Blue's cool. This is the area that we're feeding into on the west side. We still have had 90-degree temperatures out around Burns today. But notice how I go into tomorrow. And this is all of Oregon and Washington now in the cool down, including those of you in Southern Oregon, including out east. And the fact that cooler weather is coming in tomorrow probably will mean that the red flag high fire danger warning across Southern and Southeastern Oregon will be allowed to expire later tonight. So that's good news. We're certainly only in the 70s tomorrow, again, up and down I-5. Friday, here comes the cool air moving out to the right. Here comes some slightly warmer temperatures that gives us a chance with sun on Friday to maybe get up to 80, be near 80 again on Saturday. And then here's the cool down on Sunday. We may or may not see some rain, but this does support certainly cooling temperatures back down into the 70s on Sunday. And if I just play this, let me go ahead and grab the slider. I'm going to pull it all the way into July 4th. All right. This is July 4th at 5 p.m. Some 90-degree weather down in parts of California and Nevada and south central Oregon. But to me, this is mostly temperatures somewhere around 80 degrees here in Portland. The flow pattern's westerly. Certainly no signs on most models. The European differs, but most models, no signs of any hot weather coming. So with all that said, here's a look at a pretty quiet forecast. 84 down in Medford right now. There'll be 82 tomorrow, nearing 90 on Friday and Saturday, Sunday and Monday, and 91 on Tuesday. It's a very consistent weather pattern with sunshine and upper 80s to low 90s starting Friday down in southern Oregon. Let's go up to Newport, 63 this afternoon, 60s throughout the period. A chance of showers Thursday morning, otherwise dry, kind of like Portland. And then a chance of showers on Sunday, otherwise dry, again, kind of like Portland, if you will. All right, here's Bend, 81 this afternoon. Beautiful sunshine tomorrow, cooler, 72, back up to 80 on Friday, and then staying pretty close to 80 all the way through Monday and Tuesday of next week. Partly to mostly sunny skies are expected. Our neighbors up to Seattle, 66 right now. Remember, up north is where that low is going. So likely showers on Thursday. I think rain amounts will be fairly gentle, but likely manageable rainfall. Friday and Saturday dry, low 70s. Sunday a shower chance with that weakening system. And then Monday, Tuesday, partly sunny, 72. Very comfortable, no signs of any hot weather whatsoever. Okay, here's my updated forecast for Portland, courtesy of Hazeldale Tire Pros. Mainly cloudy this afternoon. There's the chance of some traceable amounts of rain or sprinkles at any point later today, tonight, through tomorrow morning. 74 today, 72 tomorrow. Tomorrow becoming partly cloudy. Friday, sunny. We get back to 81. Saturday may hold in the 70s, a day that could start sunny and then finish cloudy. That leads us into a chance of a few showers Saturday overnight and Sunday, but keep in mind, Sunday's system is weakening. We may stay dry and partly sunny. I have us at 77. Partly cloudy, 77 Monday, a bit of a warm up Tuesday of 82 degrees. Right now, I've got temperatures near 80s on Wednesday and near 80 on Thursday, July 4th, with a mostly sunny forecast. All right. That is your update. Thanks for subscribing. Tell your friends about it. I'm meteorologist Rod Hill in Portland and Vancouver. A lot of what I show you is my own weather site, portlandweather.com. This is my 7-day for the Rose City, and I'll talk to you soon.